Hi, this is Shade Foray with TaxSaleSupport.com. I'm here with Steven Swenson again for one of our Deal of the Week videos here for May of 2020.
Yeah, and we've been doing a lot of Florida tax deed auctions, but it's the time of the year we can start doing Florida tax liens.
Yeah, Florida tax liens are an excellent investment opportunity, but they're not they are available year-round, but the quality of the opportunities are not the same year-round. So the idea, though, with Florida tax liens is they are sold with a 2-year redemption period and a maximum interest rate return of 18%.
Yeah, each year in May, the county will go ahead and hold an auction for the previous year's delinquent taxes. And like Shade said, they're going to go ahead and offer them up either at a live auction or an online auction. Now, one thing that's a little bit unique about Florida is I would say probably 80%, if not more, of their counties now hold their tax lien sales online.
Yeah, they were kind of some of the first to do online auctions with their tax liens, and it's growing to where it's the majority, and that's great. It makes it nice because I think that it's cut out some of the institutional bidder.
Yeah, and if you watch some of our other videos where we talk about tax deeds are handled by the clerk of court, but taxing certificates are handled by the tax collector, and that's where we're going to go to get the information.
One thing that's important to note, though, with tax liens in Florida that's different is if that 2-year redemption period expires, it doesn't automatically mean that you're, as the investor, going to get the property. In Florida, you just simply fill out a form that enables the county to start to offer the property up for auction.
Yeah, that form's called the deed application. You fill it out, you pay a fee, and then the county actually forecloses on the property and sends it to a deed auction. So with Florida tax liens, out of any other state in the country, you have the very highest percentage of actually getting your interest back versus ever getting a property.
Yeah, you're almost guaranteed to get back an interest rate return in Florida. In fact, if you buy a decent lien, that's certainly what's going to happen.
Yeah, so today we want to go through Palm Beach County, Florida. Now this auction is happening starting on the 6th, and then it's going to go through the 27th.
Yeah, so they go for several weeks here. We're going to go and actually take a look at the auction live, and rather than showing images here.
Yeah. Now, one thing to note is that you can actually register for these auctions as the auction's taking place. So even though it started on the 6th, you can register for this auction.
Yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up tax sale support here, and it's actually one of the in the online auction section of the website under tax liens.
Yep, and then we're going to start scrolling down until we get to Florida. Now, Florida actually has 3 different companies that handle their tax lien sales. We actually just put out a video about Florida and how it works. But for this particular sale, we're actually going to use Real Auction and show you how Real Auction works.
Yeah, so this is what the opening page here of the site looks like. Let's enlarge that a little bit. And if we want to look at the tax liens that are currently available, we can actually preview them right here. And they have them listed with a link to some county records along with the face amount and the tax year.
Yeah, now if we were actually to register for this auction, you could search it with even greater detail, but sometimes we'll just go through and start looking at them, or we'll search by face amount if we're trying to narrow it down to a certain dollar amount.
Yeah. So it gives us a way to be able to select them kind of based on value, so that we're trying to find something at a certain value or point. And so it's interesting. We can also see here we've got some really big tax liens. These are the tax liens. We looked at maybe some of the biggest and working their way down, but you can also find tax liens for as little as $100.
So you can see that one that's half $500,000. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got to be on some type of huge property. You would hope.
Yeah. Well, in fact, the way that it works with tax liens,
that's on nothing. Awesome.
Yeah, that is funny. That is like the biggest junk lien that they've got out of all of them.
You gotta try another one.
Well, let's see if the other biggest one here is also.
We should have looked at it before.
This one is legitimate property here. And I wonder if it's it's using vacant commercial. Is it the whole? It's the whole hotel. I think.
Go down and see the value, assessed value, $22 million.
$22 million. So, yeah, this one's a little bit more likely here with the...
that was hilarious, that $500,000 one.
Yeah, the $400,000 lien here is against a $22 million hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can
That's
see
what
here,
usually a huge lien is supposed to look like.
Yeah, they're not generally going to be against... That's kind of funny. Yeah, but yeah, we can see, so your money is obviously secured here because, they're not going to lose this $22 million property to foreclosure because of $400,000 worth of taxes.
Well, and most of us can't afford a $400,000 lien.
Yeah, you know. So you can actually look at it the other way, too.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing that's nice about Florida is if you invest in a first or second year lien that doesn't have a lot of roll up, which we talked about even in the Florida video we did, you can be pretty safe with your investment because you don't have to do the foreclosure. Mm-hmm. The county does it, so you don't have to worry about that huge amount of cost. So you can invest into a $200 lien on a $15,000, $20,000 building lot, and your money's pretty well protected. Yeah,
whereas, in other places, maybe other states, it might not be a good idea to buy inexpensive liens because, the cost to foreclose, could be very high, and you could find yourself stuck, with property that maybe has a lot owed in delinquent taxes. These are, for the most part, we're going to find are probably mostly first-year liens.
Yeah, a lot of these will be. And we can see these are around $1,200 lien. Let's take a look at one or two of them and see what kind of properties we have on them. Imagine they're like condo-type properties.
Yeah. This one is it looks like a condo here.
Sold for $147 in 2018. So they bought this property in 2018. They were delinquent on their taxes in 2019.
Yep, and we just have here. Yeah, it's a 1,200 square foot condo there.
It's worth $121,000.
Yeah, and so this is for a tax lien that's about $1,200, and so again,
about 1%.
Yeah, and what's going to happen? Of course, they're going to pay off their delinquent taxes. Being late on your property taxes is not that unusual, but you can make that 18% on that money, and it's so easy. That's the best part about these liens is you can pretty much just buy them and sit back and wait to get a check in the mail.
Yeah, well, and as we start to go up in face amount, we're going to see the property value go up as well. So a $2,000 tax lien may be around $200,000, $300,000. A $3,000 tax lien could be close around $300,000.
This one's another condo. Let's see what this one is at. This one's actually an 800 square foot condo. The value on it though is there
122. Your money's still being protected on that one as well.
Yeah, it's interesting though how it varies on some of these. More condos.
Well, and part of it could do as well, depending if they are, if they have a homestead exemption on the property or anything like that, they could help reduce the tax.
But in all of these cases, the security of the money is unquestioned. All of these investments, all of these liens are highly secure, and would be. Again, no-brainer investments. In fact, most of these liens are not the kinds of investments that you've got to do a bunch of research on beforehand.
Yeah. Really, we would just go ahead and verify it. On just to be safe, we would check the back taxes to see, and also just to know, are we going to be the first year lien? Is there several other year liens to get an idea of is there any other liens? Because some of these properties that are good may have a year from last year that somebody, is going to start foreclosing, which means that if there was somebody that bought a tax lien the previous year, that means that they'll get their redemption period will come up in about a year from now, which means that we might get paid off within a year.
Yeah.
If it went to that point.
Yeah. In fact, it's for tax liens, they're not as long term as some tax liens are out there.
No, well, and one thing that's nice about Florida is they pay a 5% penalty if the property owner redeems early. So if you were to buy one of these tax liens, this month, and they ended up redeeming next month, in some areas you would only earn just the interest that you earn for that one
which
month.
Would be like, if it's accruing at 1%, 1.5% per month, if you're earning the full 18, then you might only earn 1.5%, but there you're going to earn, the flat 5%.
Yeah, at least a 5%.
Yeah. So, works out great. And here we can just see, we jump up in price a little bit on these, and again, they are all single family homes that have good value. I'm sure if we were to check them on Zillow, they would all have great value. Probably 1%, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's what we see with a lot of liens is that they might be 1% or 2% of the property's value.
Well, and the bad tax liens jump out just like that $500,000 one.
Yeah.
You look at just something's not right about this. So if we're going through here, one of these tax liens looks like it's on a building lot that's only worth $5,000. Well, there's something weird about that tax lien. We're not going to spend a lot of time investigating to find out why. There's thousands of others to look at.
Yeah, we'll just move on to the next one and look. But literally though, these are all pretty much good investments. As you go through and look at them, I mean they're all great.
Yeah,
Here's
land.
Yeah, here's a big piece of land instead of it being some kind of a home, but the value on it.
$1 million.
Yeah, it's $1 million piece of land.
Well, and something like this as well is everyone. You might have a bunch of people that are looking at the homes, and they may be bidding more aggressive on the interest of the homes, where something like this piece of land, people are not going to be as interested, so you can get a higher interest rate. And we would rather get, a 15% interest rate off of this versus a 6% interest rate off of something else.
Yeah, off of a single family home. Yeah, it is a good point. Yeah, so again, this is a Palm Beach County auction that actually just started and is going to be going through most of the month here of May.
Yeah, it's held on real auction. Opening bid starts at 18%, and then, of course, will bid down.
Yeah, now if you like this information and you would like more, you can join our membership program at taxsalesupport.com. It's just $39 a month and includes not only the tax sale list service itself, but also training.
Yeah, and that's going to give you access, just like Shade said, to the list, but to a weekly webinar that we do each week on new topics. We answer questions, and so it's you're going to be included in that as well.
Yeah. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Yep, appreciate it.